Hey, what's up, Trails Collective? Ian here for the weekly rundown for the week ending January 22nd, 2021. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. On this end, I've had a pretty good week. Thankfully, my knee just needed a week off about 2 weeks ago, and it's bounced back pretty well. It's allowed me to get in 50 miles over the past, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days, put into the brand new North Face Vective Infinite shoe. One that they've been pretty secretive in development of over the past probably year and a half, 2 years before I was first cued into it. So stay tuned for that first look or review next week. We should be one of the first out of the gate. They really have had that one and one of its counterparts under wraps. And then we'll look to get them into the Trails Collective store here. I think I have it booked for maybe February or March, so stay tuned for that. I also released a head-to-head comp that I did of some of the top trail rubbers out there. There was, I guess I've long been dubious of some of the claims of trail shoe companies and have been somewhat entertained by the names that they give their trail outsole rubbers, whereas I know just some of them aren't that sticky in our neck of the woods. So I took them all out, same day, same conditions, head to head. Check that out on YouTube, Facebook, Trails Collective, featured gear reviews, and come armed with some data next time you hear somebody asking or read somebody asking about the grippiest trail outsole rubber. And also do a follow-up to break down some of the Vibrams, because that leaves me with some questions on some of the Vibrams. But check that out. I had fun doing it. Tonight's TC Live interview series was Ellie connected with Chris Dunn, co-founder of Acidotic Racing and Ascend Endurance Coaching. One of the, well, as an acquaintance Tom Hooper put it, godfather of New England trail racing and community. So check that out. It was good to listen to the two connect. And then in other media, Culture episode 111 was a follow-up this past, I think, week with Shan Riggs and Callie Vinson. Definitely check that one, that episode out for a dive into their cross-country journey, particularly in the year that 2020 was. Mass Ultra did a quick rundown of some of the Mass individuals running outside of the region, and Pain Cave, I'm still trying to set something up with them over this next week or so. All right, results. January 16th and 17th, a couple events went down, at least formal events. The Waterfall 50K was run by 37 of the Virginia Happy Trails crew. It looked like a great winter option in the Massanutten Mountains overlooking the Shenandoah Valley. It looked like a beautiful day to be on the trails, and with such an active and engaged community and club that Virginia Happy Trails is, it's nice that they have so many events where they're still getting together as a club and community to still do it. And then the other one that went down was the Sasquad. Kim, thanks for the sweet beanie. Trail Running's Frosty Fat Sass was a 3.1 mile, 3 hour, 6 hour runs based at South Mountain Reservation in West Orange. The event modified to semi-virtual format with a marked 3.1 course. They had entrance had a multi-day window to get out there and put the hours in. And we were able to connect with Sarah Zeiden-Weber, a Frosty Fat Sasser who had a great day on the trails and for a window into that sassing. So take it, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. So this weekend I ran the Frosty Fat Sass 3 hour race. I actually just recently got into trail running and had my eyes on this event for a little bit. I was really nervous to sign up just because I had never done a trail event before and because I was so new to it. So I waited until the last possible minute. I signed up on Friday. Initially, I was just gonna sign up for the 5K. And then for whatever reason, I decided to sign up for the 3 hour event. I had absolutely no intention of running the full 3 hours. I was just gonna do, 2 loops and, totally be satisfied with that. So I got there Saturday morning and, I was a little bit overwhelmed. I was nervous because, like I said, I had never done anything like this before. So I went out really slow for the first loop and I didn't see a lot of people, but everyone that I did see was, really welcoming. Everyone's waving, smiling. And so I felt good that first loop. So, as planned, I was going to go and do a second one. It was an absolute mud fest, which is actually like my idea of a good day. So just running and sloshing through the mud and just having a really good time. So I finished the second loop And for whatever reason, I, texted my husband and said, okay, I'm going for a third. And he's like, you're crazy, but okay. So, I went back out for my third loop and I was still feeling, really, really good. I think at that point I had seen Kim and, with a few other people, and they were, like I said, just really welcoming, waving, cheering me on. So that was, really awesome. And I'm like looking at my watch, I'm trying to do math while running, which doesn't always work out so well. But, I'm getting to the end of my third loop and I'm looking at my watch and I know that I have plenty of time left. So I went out and I did a fourth loop, and it was way more than I had planned on doing. But I felt really, really good the whole time. I think it was just, being like out on the trails and just, the energy of whoever was there was really nice. So I completed my fourth loop. I looked at my watch. I had a little bit more time. And at that point, I was just really determined to run the full 3 hours. I knew that, that last whatever I got done, wasn't going to count, towards another loop. But I was just really determined at that point to say, hey, I ran a 3-hour event and I ran the entire 3 hours. So I did. So I ended up with 4, official loops. And I think with my added in extra mileage, it ended up being 13 and a half miles, which, felt really, really awesome, especially on the trails. It was a really, really awesome experience. And, even though it was semi-virtual, the course was still marked, and it was marked really, really well, which was good for me, because I do have a tendency to get lost in the woods for extended periods of time. But it was really well marked, and, it was a really beautiful course. I plan on going back there more often now. And I really can't wait, until there's more events that are in person, because I know, that just based on this experience of a semi-virtual event, how awesome it'll be when we're able to have, in-person trail events again. And, I'll definitely be signing up for a lot more. I am actually planning on now doing a 50K. I think it definitely gave me confidence, running that 3-hour event. My pace is slow, but it was forward moving, so it was progress. And like I said, it was a really, really awesome experience, and I can't wait to do more.
All right, upcoming events. In terms of registrations open or opening, looking at the Ultra Sign Up hot list, the Dirty Kiln Trail Race in half, running April 10th and holidays per PA, is 91% full. So get in now if you want in on the Dirty Kiln Trail Race. Breakneck Point, 21K, 42K, one of my races, slated for May 8th in Beacon, New York, is 87% full. I would guess that will cap out in the next 2 weeks. English's Ridge Rumble 10-miler, April 17th in Fayetteville, New York, is 84% full. And the Run Amok 50K running on April 4th in Brownsville, Vermont, is 81% full. So if you're interested in any of those, now would be the time to register. Registration's opening soon. Just got word from the, see, do I have the swag up here from last year? I don't think I do. But one of the PA Classic trail races, the Frozen Snot, one that I participated in and did an event review or video from last year. They will have a reduced capacity this year, slightly modified format, and losing the reserve center. But that one is one that fills up immediately. Last year, I think it took, I don't remember, it was 3 hours or 3 days, but this year with a reduced capacity, it'll go pretty quick. That registration, I believe, opens this Saturday, if I remember right. So look it up. You can find the information on the Frozen Snot. They have a Facebook page. Website I don't think is usually too updated, but check out Facebook for that update. Get on it if you're interested. That should run in February, if my memory serves me correctly. Opening on January 20th, the Canyon Man 100 is set to run May 1st in Ansonia, PA. And then one opening January 30th, the Shawnee Peak Ultra Challenge 2 and 6 hour in Bridgeton, Maine. And then there's a handful that open February 1st. The Blue to Blue Trail Challenge 50K running September 25th in New Haven, Connecticut. The Loon Mountain Race running July 11th in Lincoln, New Hampshire. And that was, I think Chris in tonight's episode or interview said that was one of his favorites of all time. For those of you who don't know, it's one of the premier mountain races in the country and for sure in our region. So check it out, the Loon Mountain Race. Catoctin 50K Trail Run and Half Cat running July 10th in Frederick, Maryland. The Twisted Branch 100K. I don't know how many slots they'll have open this year, but that's also one that will fill up immediately. It was already a very well done event, and I think probably one that would cap out. But once they got the qualifying status for Western states, it goes pretty immediately. That opens also again February 1st. It runs August 21st in Naples, New York. So be on the ready for that one. And the Loopy Looper 12-hour in Pennsauken Township, New Jersey, running August 7th, also opening February 1st. All right. So FKTs. And this is, I'll also weave in a couple voices from the collective. In Connecticut, Brian Kimmy, 19 minutes, 43 seconds for the 1.7 mile Whitestone Cliffs Trail. And New Jersey, one I mentioned last week, Cole Crosby, point to point from High Point to Cape May, New Jersey, going point to point in the state. We had connected with Cole, a good friend, prior employee, teammate, last week, and I had fun just closing out the episode with him getting down to a song that had me, for all of you who aren't YouTubers and know how it goes on the back end, me just weaving that song in, I knew would have me flagged. In this case, it flagged me for the video. Last week's rundown will not show, I think, in 4 different countries because I used that song. So if you missed it, check it out, see what we closed out with, and see what has me banned in certain countries at this point. Thanks, Cole. Nice work. But I am going to weave in Cole's fuller actual video and rundown on that effort. Take it, Cole.
Hello, Trails Collective. Cole Crosby here. A few days removed from the New Jersey point-to-point FKT run. Turned out 197 miles, starting up all the way at High Point, down to the Cape May Point Lighthouse. It was an epic adventure. I've never been more challenged before in my life of running. This was by far the hardest challenge that I have ever faced. I have to give huge shout outs to really the whole New Jersey running community for really just jumping on this and just being so incredibly selfless and just gracious and helping me out along the way. I mean, starting off at High Point, 2 a.m. roughly. I meet 3 gentlemen that help pace me for about 10 miles or so through the middle of the night. And I mean, it was just a great way to kind of set the tone and start things off. And from there, I mean, I just kept a really solid pace. I was pretty much hitting 11-minute miles, which I felt like every time I hit an 11-minute mile, that's 1 minute faster than 12. So if I could just keep that going, that I'd have some time in the bank and we would see where things would take us further down the way. I think ultimately, like, where I did well was just my mental outlook. I mean, I really looked at things in terms of just being positive, being consistent, not worrying about anything. Like, I knew it's going to hurt, accept the hurt, try to find solutions, not harp on problems. And truly all the support out there, all the different running groups that helped pace me, dropped supplies to Ashley and my father and our kind of crew vehicle, to just people that aren't even a part of the running community that just came out to cheer on. I mean, that energy was so contagious, and ultimately it was really the fuel that got me to the finish line. There's too many people started as complete strangers or people that I just barely knew that was able to form bonds and friendships with out on the course. And that's one of the most wonderful and beautiful things about this whole venture was, again, coming into it, I never expected it to kind of blow up the way that it did. And I was incredibly nervous about it. But as I got to go through the miles, things just got more confident and just more exciting and just more gratitude for just everybody coming out. I mean, I feel like this is something that, I know I needed, and I hope it was a very motivational experience for those watching online, and for those that got to be a part of it in person. I hope that it helped touch you and move you in the way that it moved me. And in terms of the course, it is a relentless course. You would think that New Jersey would be considered an easy route, and it is by far not that at all. But what I will say is that it is an incredible tour of the state of New Jersey. It's got everything from long highway stretches, farm roads, beautiful horse farm gravel roads near Bedminster. You got nothing but hills. You got the Pine Barrens, so you got these like dirt, kind of sandy dirt roads. You got it all. You got the whole beach vibes as you get close to Cape May. It really is a fantastic tour of the state of New Jersey, and I'm so honored that I had the opportunity to do it and to complete it, and wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So thank you all.
And then in PA, Rick Martin, 7 hours, 47 minutes for the 38.5 mile Cumberland Valley on the AT out and back. It's a rim to rim to rim format, lowering the mark by 30 minutes. It's always entertaining to check out the elevation profile of rim to rim courses. I'll plug the profile here. That's some stout single climb and descend pitches. Nice work, Rick. Aaron Keckley, a first mark of 2 hours, 6 minutes set for the 14 mile, I won't pronounce it right, Quay Mahaning, something like that, Reservoir Trail, lowering the existing unsupported mark by 5 minutes. And in New York, one I am going to close out this week's episode with. It was an incredible effort this past Friday from a few friends that ran in Beacon, New York. It was an absolutely burly climb, which was the Breakneck Point climb in Beacon, and a truly incredible effort. So for here at the Trails Collective, I am going to sign off. I will catch you next week. And Jay Lamos, take us out and cue us in to an absolutely awesome effort. All right. See ya.
Hey guys, Jay here to share a fun little stupid story about cool friendship and some really stupid decisions. Started on a Wednesday night, late October. It was probably I think the 28th. Now that I look back on a conversation I had, and I'm sitting in my living room with Mike DeBlase. We're just talking shit, and I said to him, I always wanted to do something on Mount Beacon for like a while, see what happens. I don't know. And so one thing leads to another. Next thing we know, we have a 24-hour Mount Beacon challenge that he decides to call the Great Mount Beacon 24-hour Everest 100 Endurance Challenge. Basically, we didn't know what was going to happen. We just knew it was going to be 24 hours up and down the mountain. Maybe we Everest, maybe we don't. Maybe we get 100 miles, maybe we don't. A couple days later, we realized getting 100 miles would be nearly impossible. For us, at least. I'm sure some pros could definitely do that, and maybe even another 24 hours. Basically, it's a mile each way. Mile up, mile down, 1,000 feet of gain. About 20% average incline for the whole climb. Starts out just like a brittle path for about 100 yards or so, and then you hit metal stairs. They're probably the worst part of the whole climb, honestly. Everyone will say that. It's 178 steps. I only know that because a gentleman was kind enough to tell me one day when I was doing repeats. Now that I know that, they're even worse. Anyway, Mike and I are talking, and I said, ooh, I know who would be interested. Ryan Thorpe. Sure enough, he was. And I'll show you just the kind of friendship we have. So, didn't take much to convince Ryan. Really just one text. And just like that, he was in. I couldn't think of anyone else that would be stupid enough to want to go up and down a little mountain for 24 hours. Just because. Nothing, there's no bragging rights, really. I'd rather not even talk about this because it's so stupid. But some people felt inspired afterwards and thought, wow, that was kind of cool. You guys got up and did something cool. think it's a nice way of saying something really stupid. So the goal was to just come out in one piece. Everest would be cool, but not the main goal. Something like this usually worries me with like IT band problems that I've had some issues with in the past. But luckily, I was able to just be a good boy about mobility stuff at home, and then just taking it real easy prior to this. All I did basically was just go up and down the mountain just to get the body used to the movements, and then on game day it was just going through the motions. Effort wise, the goal was just to keep it consistent, easy and consistent, just to be able to make it for the whole 24 hours. That worked out really well. Another thing that helped out a lot was the 12 hours of rain that we had. That slowed things down a lot, which I guess it was good. Another good thing we had was mid 30s the entire time. That may sound chilly, but considering it was January 15th, could have been much colder. But this is why we picked the day that we did. Usually early January around here, it's still not super cold. We still haven't gotten that winter snow, and the mountain's still pretty clear by then. And sure enough, everything was perfect. It was just cloudy and rainy, but no snow. A little bit of ice in the first half of the day, but that was about it. There was nothing we couldn't get through. So it was really great. Another great thing is we're surrounded by amazing friends who we had Steve Lang come out and do the first, I think, 10 hours he stuck around for. And he just went up and down for 10 hours with us, which is really, really cool. And then we had Mike Sudi come by with some pizza that ended up being like a lifesaver and stuck around for a while also. Took us, he was with us till about midnight, which was great. And yeah, I mean these guys, they made that first half feel real easy. Not that at any point we felt very very lonely. Anyways, we just kept passing each other. It's such a short climb, such a short descent. We just kept seeing each other. And also we had Glenn Redpath come by with his new wife. It was great to see them as well. They also did a couple laps. So all these people came by. My girlfriend came by. My mom came by. My dogs came by. And it was great. Mike's girlfriend came by in the morning, and it was having all these people there with us and supporting us through something so stupid was really, really nice. Made it easier. Not that it was really any easy, but it was great. I don't know what I don't know that I learned much physically or mentally or any of that stuff. I just feel very grateful for the friends that we have, and to be able to text a friend and say, "Hey, you want to do something real stupid? Sure. When is it? All right, yeah, sign me in." It's like that, and then having friends that are like, "Wait, what are you doing? When are you doing it? Wow, that's really stupid, but yeah, I'll come by." All that. Um, that's that's the best thing about this. It's not how many miles we covered, not how many feet we gained in 24 hours, if we Everested or not. Um, to me, none of that matters. What matters to me was we had an idea, we followed through, we all came out in one piece, and the amazing support that we got along the way. So yeah, if you feel like doing something stupid, do it. Why not? That's all I got to say. Just make sure you got some pretty messed up friends to go along with you. And if not, hey, make what you want of it.